Hi guys, how is everyone? Man, what a beautiful, glorious day it is to be alive today. Oh my goodness. I mean, what more could we ask for? These amazing loving trees and animal friends that we have around us, and the amazing light of the sun, our ever life-giving sun that reminds us of how special and how potent we are. And all these, isn't it magical how all of these beautiful things come into play just so that we may express another day. And in that, I didn't really have any direction today in jumping on. I just felt the need to, first of all, share. You guys that know me know I am a book fanatic. I absolutely love books. And that I'm always about feeding the brain, feeding the soul, right? And I came across this really amazing book. And in it, it has started to, I've noticed so many synchronistic things that are going on in my life. I just had to share it with you because I've just started it. And I thought, you know what? I don't have to read this alone. Maybe somebody else will get such potent inspiration as well from this book. You'll have to excuse me. My allergies are a little crazy. I hope the lighting's okay, guys. I chose outside, although on my end it's pretty sunny, so it's hard to see on the light and such. So the name of the book that I want to start sharing with you guys, and just a little bit more. Also, as you guys know, I'm trying to step out there and do my service work to the world. And by that, when I think of service work, I don't think of scrubbing shoes or you know, helping another build a house or any per se of a laborious work. I find that just crossing that person, say, you know, at this store, saying, oh my goodness, your hair is just absolutely beautiful today, you know, and seeing them light up, that's a form of service work. So each and every one of us can provide this service, right? Whether we want to spend an hour on YouTube reading or whatever it is, if we just want to get that simple smile, okay? So don't forget that. And thanks to all of those of you who have always been such an amazing support to me and my journey, as well as sharing all of your insights and wonderful knowledge as well with the world. So the name of this book, oh yeah, so with that, you guys know I'm just jumping out there. So I thought maybe I would do like some playlists to categorize things a little bit more as I'm stepping out into these platforms. And that I wanted to do some playlists, reading playlists, so some daily inspirational things, not just quotes. I want to get some reflection. I want to get some live interaction going. You know, for the longest time, I feel like I have sat and just like had all these egotistical type of blockages. And by that, I mean like, oh, it has to be a certain way. I must do this first in this order or this in that order. Spirit has no order. That's not how it works. And yeah, so now I'm ready to embrace it. So here we go, guys. Okay. So I thought I would share some. I have oodles of amazing, amazing books I would love to share with you guys. And this one I have had in particular, I had to think back for just shy of 5 years. Now, and you guys know I'm into numerology. I divine everything through numbers, letters, colors, you name it. But, so 4 is all about, if you think of it as far as shapes, right? The square. A supportive foundation, right? That stable foundation. And that also represents us many times here on the earthly plane, right? As well as abundance. And then, so it's in between 4 and 5 years ago that I pick up this book. 5 is the number of change, right? Change is, if we are not growing, if we are staying stagnant, not growing, or not changing, we're not growing, right? Who wants to just survive? I want to thrive, right? So that's why I'm here to share some of this amazing stuff with you. This book in particular is by Miguel Ruiz Jr. Excuse the allergies. I'm so sorry, guys. It is called The Mastery of Self. And I mean, the colors are absolutely drawing if you just take the time to look through there. But I almost wanted to jump around in this book, but then there was it was right after the preface and the introduction that I wanted to share with this, because I felt like as though it was kind of sharing a little bit of my story and maybe even some of yours. So let's jump in. So this is chapter 1, and this is Making of a Master. And by the way, guys, I might stop in between. Oh, how beautiful. I must show you guys. Travis just came up with an amazing abundance of mushrooms that we have foraged. Don't forget our lovely plant friends who are always here to assist us. Beautiful, babes, beautiful. Again, that's just another confirmation of this beautiful day it is to be alive. All right, let me set you guys back up. All right, so I may stop. I'm just going with the flow. I'm tired of setting limitations and thinking things must be done a certain way. Spirit says, Amanda, that's not. Spirit doesn't have any rules. And we'll get to this when it comes to the chaos and the void, right? All right, so the making of a master. It says, at the peak of her journey, a Toltec warrior clears her mind of beliefs, domestication, and attachments. Remember what I just said about letting go of those beliefs, right? That hinder us, that stop us, that we don't even really consciously acknowledge, but they're there, right? All part of the ego self. So a Toltec warrior clears her mind of beliefs, domestication, and attachments, marking the end of a war within herself for personal freedom. Guys, what are we all on a mission for? Yeah, we all, as human nature, we have this questioning of why are we here, right? Why are we here? But we also want to be free of something more. Also searching outside of ourselves, right? Because we want to be free. Things that we do not currently have, we want to be free. The true free liberation, I believe, comes from spirit. That is not a confinement. A free spirit cannot be confined in any cage whatsoever. So it says, surrounding her is an infinite number of possibilities. Each one is a choice that leads in a unique direction of life. So with this, I must share, and being the Reiki master and working in multiple dimensions, metaphysics, quantum physics, you name it. In this, guys, we have, some of you are familiar with the Akashic Records, some are not. The Akashic Records, imagine it as like a highway, a super highway of all of this information of every soul that's incarnated, every incarnation of every living being, okay? And that we can access our past life memories, we can access our future as well. Although, be careful and mindful with the future when I say this, because everybody, as humans, we have the choice of free will. So even though we may have a certain path or a certain choice, or some may call it a contract before this life, right? We have the power, and so many timelines intermix, right? Because there's so much of humanity, so many individual souls that we intermingle, and therefore sometimes it can deter us a little bit, or change that path of direction, right, from our destiny, if you will. It says, when she makes a choice through her action, she knows that the path she follows is ultimately no different than the other paths, as they all lead to the same place, which I feel is that liberation, that freedom, right? She has no demands for any outcome, as she realizes that, hi friend, as she realizes there is nowhere she needs to go and nothing she needs to do in order to find herself. So I've been going through this, and I'm like, what is something that all of humanity also holds in common? We've been so conditioned, right, by these limiting beliefs and by what we're taught, whether it be by our environment or trauma experiences, right? And we think, oh, we need to do this, we should do that, we should do this. Follow what's in the heart, between the heart and the head, the spirit, right? Because truly there are no rules. You are the creator. You design this magical life, this magical masterpiece, if you will, of the souls that you touch. And remember, while creating this masterpiece, we cannot take the material things with us. It is what we leave the imprint upon this earth that truly matters, right? And that'll help liberate others with that freedom. Excuse my allergies, guys. So sorry. I just got back from Colorado, and so like everything's different, and my nose is like, oh my gosh, these plants are all different. We got to readjust all over. It says she has no demands for any outcome, as she realized there is nowhere she needs to go and nothing she needs to do in order to find herself, because it comes from within, right? Oops, there's a slide on me there. Because it comes from within. Her action is the result of the pure joy of realizing that she is alive at this moment to choose one of the many possibilities. So we were talking about the Akashic Records. I'm going to jump into the void here. And in the void, some of you are familiar, might call it Sophia. In this, there's so much information, so I'm trying to articulate it in a more concise manner. So in this void, everything starts from within the thoughts, right? And it starts in these etheric realms, and it works its way down into our physical plane. This is how we manifest. We carry it within our thoughts, right? The darkness of our thoughts. We give it light, our life, such as we take those actions towards it. We carry that belief as if it were already so, and this helps bring it into those dimensions, right? It's amazing, amazing little super speed, quick trick, and how to quickly manifest in your reality. So in this, here comes the void, right? So there's no rules, right? Everything is what we created. This includes, guys, for me, this was really healing when in meditating and reflecting on this. This includes our emotions, right? I feel like communication is like a game of two square, yeah? Like a game of two square. Imagine everybody played two square as a child, pretty much, right? So somebody can send their energy, their words, their actions. Imagine that as the two square ball, okay? They send it to you with their intention. Now, we have endless possibilities, remember. So we're standing here. Do we pick this ball up? Do we acknowledge their intention? Do we seek their intention? Do we question their intention? Do we question their energy? Do we pay attention to these things? Do we observe it all? Or do we let it pass? Did it not even exist because we did not observe it? Or do we hold this ball, feel the energy, and then transmute whatever, say, negative intention or deterioration from our path? And then we focus our energy and give it that breath of life and send it back, right? Send it back to humanity. It's life, Mother Gaia, just this magical universe we're in. It says, this living with the quiet mind creates a pure bliss that comes from being entirely in the moment. And man, I feel the bliss. Thank you guys for sharing this moment with me, by the way. Truly nothing matters but the present, right? You guys have heard me speak on this because the past is the past. That doesn't exist anymore. The future is yet to exist because we're yet to manifest it. So all we have is this present. And that present just passed. It's truly the gift, the present. Because it is the only place where life can express itself. This is the state of, this is a state that many of you have experienced at some point in your life, when you're completely engaged in the now. Some people experience it while they're exercising, consciously creating, being in nature, making love, or, of course, meditating or praying. It's the moment when the mind and body are in complete awareness of the experience of life. It can also be said that it is during these moments that we often reach a pure state of unconditional love for everything and everyone, including ourselves. And oh man, am I just so spirit lit right now, even reading these words and internalizing it, because when we often hear words, this happens so often. I want to point this out too, and 3D living, we experience these things, but do we internalize them? When, guys, those of you who work on regular 9 to 5 or 10-hour shifts, when's the last time you stopped and you passed that certain group of flowers every day that just is so beautiful? When's the last time you stopped to smell those flowers? Do you remember that smell? Do you remember the smell of rain and grass? Like, truly? Something to think about. Embrace every single moment, because truly we are blessed to even be here, right? To even have this breath, this prana, this chi. And again, thank you for letting me share mine with you.